Cast, episode number 141, a weekly podcast by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love, give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any of the podcast services out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What's going on, my cyborg?
Speaking of cyborgs, I got to play a lot of games this week, and I was really excited about it. First off, if you were like, I might want to buy this game, but I may not, you should play Stray. If you were thinking about it and you're like, I don't know, it's amazing. I love it. It's everything I wanted and more. That's all I'm going to say. Got to play that for several hours on Wednesday, loved it, and it's taken everything in me not to wake up in the middle of the night and just start playing it. I'm like, no, you must sleep. Go to sleep. I also got to play VHS, Video Horror Society is also what it stands for. It is in an open beta right now. You can get it through Epic, the Steam store, and we had a blast playing it. We played a little, I think we got to about 9 o'clock, and the wait times were about 20 minutes to get into a match. So we called it, several 20-minute waits to get into matches, and I was yawning up a storm. That's why I had to get off. But I like it a lot. It was a blast. I will definitely be playing the game once it goes live. And I played something else this week. The new updates to Labyrinthine were fantastic. We got to get Smitty to play with us. I was gonna maybe see. I got the kid over tonight, or else I was gonna say let's play tonight. But Labyrinthine is fantastic. Their new updates are great. There are two monsters that I have yet to see. They're newer, and they now have like daily challenges, which are really cool. And you can do those daily challenges to get like little like carnival tickets is what they look like you would give to go on a ride or play a game. And you can buy things like a bracelet that you can revive yourself if a teammate doesn't happen to be close by to revive you if a monster downs you, which is pretty cool. So you don't lose a life. You because there are challenges like survive an entire game without dying. Great. But if you get down and you're playing solo like I do a lot, it kind of sucks. So the bracelet's really handy. And there are a lot of new other things as well. And like with the case files, and it's super fantastic. It's a blast. And I've been having a lot of fun with those. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that sounds like you actually were catching up on your gaming this week. My goodness.
I've been so stressed out, and pasting holes into my carpet is not working anymore. So I had to distract myself. It's been rough on my end lately. So the more that I can keep myself busy, the less I cry. So yay.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's so sad.
I know.
I'm
sorry.
My God.
I'm sorry. You know who doesn't cry?
Who isn't crying? And who's got much machismo?
You can't say it. You can't say it. It just kills it if you transition yourself. What kind of ego do you have to consider transition?
I've got one.
What is it?
You know who wants to also be a cat without a butthole?
Oh, I already know. It's the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, cats with no buttholes. I am on board. I have not. I did download it on, which again, this was I thought it was great. The fact that this was a PS Plus day one, that was a pleasant surprise to see that. So I downloaded it on there. I'm going to play that off like kind of by myself. What we dug into was As Dusk Falls. I remember seeing it at Game Fest, and I was just like, oh, I love that art style. And it's like a choose your own adventure. The part that I didn't know was that not only does it integrate into your Twitch chat, so every decision that can be made can be voted on by your chat, or you can play 8-player multiplayer, or you could do a split of some people, in one spot doing local and multiplayer at the same time. So I was like, and then you're making the choices and doing all that stuff. The acting in it's great. The music in it's great. The story so far is absolutely, it's compelling, and we are. It's like leaving me wanting more. I don't want to stop playing it. I want to go through the story and whatnot. So I played that a lot. Obviously, had to get some Destiny in as well because the summer solstice that started. I am terrible, and I'm totally going through the grind again because every time it's like basically the same thing as other events. They didn't do a lot of changes with it, which is really disappointing. I feel like with that and Bungie, they're missing opportunities to bring new stuff, especially as we progress in the story. Don't give me the same rotating events and same activities, and you have to do the super grind. Like, it's definitely starting to wear on me a little bit. But all in all, it's been cool, and it's been, we this is my last week. Excuse me, I'm headed out of town tomorrow, but it was nice to be able to get back, got some laundry done, was able to be productive and all that stuff. So it was a busy week, but a pretty solid week overall. So
That's good. I mean, that's
Nice.
that's a very good week, man. But it's cool. Here's a question. Two questions I have. First off, do you know if Stray was an exclusive to PlayStation, or was it also day one for the Xbox Game Pass?
No, I think it was for all of, because I got it off of Steam.
I mean, no. I mean, was it free for Xbox Game Pass if you had Xbox Game Pass account as well,
don't
or
think so.
PlayStation?
No, it
or
is.
was it just for PlayStation? It is? Okay.
No,
I just
no,
wanted to
hold
know
on.
if it was just
Oh,
exclusive to
then why
Sony.
did Adam buy me the game? Oh no.
I'm pretty sure it is on Game Pass. It should have been Game Pass. What was surprising was it being on. I'm pulling it up right now. What was surprising was that it was on PlayStation. I didn't expect it to be on PlayStation.
It's
Yeah,
not.
just
Okay.
I don't think,
Woo.
You
I
said
don't
it's
think
not.
any.
Yeah, why Stray
Okay.
isn't on Xbox or Game Pass? Yeah, thank goodness. Because I was gonna
Oh
say, if
my
he purchased
goodness!
that game for me and I had it for free because I pay for Game Pass,
Yeah.
I would have felt so bad.
Because I
See,
was just thinking to myself, I was just like, that'd be so crazy, Like,
yeah. For some
I
reason,
mean,
I thought it was originally coming to Game Pass. So maybe it was PlayStation all along. It must have been. Maybe
PlayStation
I'm
and
just an idiot.
PC.
well,
Yeah.
it's out for all of them, but
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
that, like, I guess they
That
might,
free.
yeah, I guess Sony might have paid a little bit more, just
Yeah.
to say, what, we wanted to make it exclusive. I mean, if that's, I don't know if I like the idea of them doing that, but I mean, hey, if Stray gets the limelight, I guess the real most important thing is that Stray has accessibility. Like, people are, coming and seeing this kind of game,
They
especially,
knew what they were doing.
for it.
They knew people
Yeah.
wanted
Well,
to
no,
be a
most
cat.
definitely.
Especially these
Yeah, but-
days, people are very open
Oh.
about their cat love.
I love my
You know.
cats.
So
But I'm just saying that
Makes
some
sense.
exclusive games kind of hurt. It does hurt it in the long run if you make it exclusive for that specific system. Like, remember when Tomb Raider first came on the next gen systems on the Xbox One,
mhm.
and it had abysmal sales because of it. Like, I mean, I'm just saying that.
But that's the
hopefully
thing.
Stray-
But it's
I don't
also
think
not
Stray's gonna hit in
exclusive,
that.
though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can still purchase it. It's just not free. Whereas that's where that added bonus, like, hey, come to our new PlayStation Plus family of tiered
Yeah.
goodness and this and that, and you can have things like Stray day one. I know that they had recently announced too. It's only a trial, but that one roller derby, like with the guns and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that, roller
With the
drome
guns
or
and
something
stuff.
like that. Yeah,
Is that out?
it's the same. No, it's not out yet. It comes out next month. It's the same
Mhm.
people that did Ollie Ollie World, but it looks like basically what it looked like to me, because it looked dope. The artwork looks dope on it. But it reminded me of like Road Rash, but in roller skates. Basically, is what it reminded me
okay.
of. It looked awesome. But
Okay, that's good.
yeah, that is going to be. I believe that's going to be a trial for PlayStation, and then you get a discount on the game. It's going to start out at $19.99, and then I think it goes up to $29.99. But
Oh wow.
yeah, no, that's yeah. I
That's a
figured it.
$30 out of a. Yeah, that's kind of
Apparently.
crazy to say it's a $30 game. Jesus.
Apparently,
Okay.
we'll see.
That's cool. Well, I forgot what my second question was, but I'll just go on with it. But as for me, I've been doing pretty good. I was actually streaming consistently. Been playing some Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 9, going old school with that. I was wanting to finish it up before so I could start Alive. But I decided I'm gonna have to wait till next week for that. Is that what it is called? It's called Alive, isn't it?
Live Alive.
Is it Live Alive?
Live
Oh,
Alive.
Live
Correct, it's
Alive.
Live
Oh, it's not Alive, but it's Live Alive. Okay.
I'm alive.
I'm stupid.
I'm like super alive.
That's how super alive I am.
sorry.
Yeah. No. You called me out good there. I'll give it that. Yeah. So we're gonna. That's definitely going to be the next game I'm going to mess around with. But I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 9. I've been playing a little bit of Multiverses, which I can't like. I will say I'm having a good time playing it. I don't usually like playing those kind of games. Those like Smash Brothers. I don't even know what to classify those Smash Brothers games, but like I never usually play those games because I don't have people to really play it with around me. So but this one, the rollback netcode on this game was built for network, for netcode. And I think this is I think it's so much nicer like to play a game like that, and it's really fast paced. It's like you don't really need to think so hard on trying to be. I mean, it is like you were saying, there is an intricate level that people are probably going to break in this game that I feel like when professionals start touching this game seriously, but it is still a fun game, and just how diverse the character list is going to be, very good. It's a freemium model, which is also good. But for me, I think I might just buy them all because I just don't want to waste my time with it. But it's been great. So yeah, I've been having a good week this way. I'm not riding dirty anymore, so I got my registrations and stuff up and running. So I'm definitely glad about that. So yeah. So goodbye. So instead of being immature for like 2 years and worried about the cops behind me at all times, don't have to worry about that anymore. So I'm clean.
Good feeling. It's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling, no doubt. So I know y'all don't want to talk about my illegal arrest records that could possibly happen.
Breaking the law.
Yeah. So let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry or world, what have you. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers on twitch.tv/CFG Games, to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something that you're wanting to talk about, by all means, type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with you. We always love to open up the conversation. So let's get down to it. So I am going to start off this time around. Okay. So I want to talk about Last of Us. We got a little bit of I believe it was the Summer Game Fest that announced it, or I guess not really the Summer Game Fest, but more like the State of Play that happened during Summer Game Fest. Or let's say State of Play, but Summer Game Fest took the credit of State of Play happening during its time. Let's say that. Yeah. So during the PlayStation State of Play, they announced that they're going to be re-releasing The Last of Us Part 1. But they tore it down and building it back up to the PlayStation 5. So you know what's funny? I didn't even think about this until this. You remember, like the past several times I've been talking about games that are made for the next gen consoles have to be made on the PS5 or the Xbox Series X and up, because that means that that the game was built for those systems. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get the full experience. This is exactly what I mean, because like when the PS3 did the PS3 came out, it hit the ceiling already for it. That's why they had to release it on PS4 as a remaster to kind of make it clean and crisp. But they didn't do that. PS5, they decided we're going to tear the game all the way down. We're just going to build it back up to like as if it's a brand new game. And it makes more sense because there were some of the flashbacks that happened in Last of Us Part 2 that was kind of going back to Last of Us Part 1. That's when they decided we need to I think it would be cool to kind of bring the original one back to the PS5 with that same kind of taste and that kind of glory and stuff. So this one, there was more information that came out about Last of Us Part 1, the game that's coming out on the PS5. There's not I don't know if there was a release date, if they announced a release date, but they were showing some of the extra features that they were adding to the game. 3D surround sound is a new one. That's going to be really cool, because if you've never experienced 3D spatial surround sound, freaking awesome. It's a great experience. But then the cool thing is that the accessibility options that Last of Us Part 2 did, that was so amazing, is going to also be it's also going to be in Part 1, the new Part 1, as well as the facial mocap. Is what's cool is that they don't even need to bring the old actors back for that. They have the information and technology already from when they originally did it 7 years ago, so they're able to still do the structure. So now the technology has now gone. The technology is here for what their initial vision was for this game. So they're bringing it back. So freaking awesome. So I think, in my opinion, here's a question though for y'all, because I'm kind of like at a weird impasse on this, because I don't like buying remakes or remasters. And in this case, Last of Us Part 1 has had 2 remasters in it, like on the one that came out on the PS4, which I have, and then the one that's coming out for PS5. That means I will have to buy this game again if I wanted to experience this story again for the 3rd time, and wanting to if I'm willing to spend a full $70, because that's how much this game is going to be when it first comes out, is $70 when this game comes out. I didn't buy Ghost of Tsushima, the PS5 version, because I felt that that was a ripoff, essentially. But in this case, for me, I'm at an impasse. I'm like, should I do something? Should I do this or not? But so I don't think Lex played the first one. Oh wait, no, you did play the first one. You did to get ready for.
Came back.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think I had a day wait between the games.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was fresh into your mind before you played number 2.
I remember watching her grind out that first one and then going into the DLC and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, and the game looks. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game looks amazing with the PS5 graphics, and it definitely looks like it's worth. It's definitely worth it. But for me, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I should even want to get this game again, because I was wanting to see what y'all's opinions on, like, would you be willing to get this again if you played this game 2 other times, the original time on the PS3, the remaster version of the PS4, and now the rebuilt for PS5 version? Nothing has really truly changed besides some of the features. Plus, you get the expansion from the expansion game from the original one with this. But if you already played this, what would you do? So I'll leave it off to y'all.
Oh, man. Well, here's the thing. I don't have a PlayStation 5, but if I did, if I had, fuck around and find out money, why not? I would love to play it again. And I think what they're doing and how they're doing it, it makes sense why you would have to purchase a game again. You know what I mean? Like, they're literally rebuilding the game to give you a new experience, right? But I also think we need to remember that this game is going to be a cult classic. And I think we need to think past ourselves, and that there are going to be gamers who, for instance, Harley is 10. She's wanted to play this since she heard about it, and I kind of told her the story of it. She was really interested in playing this. I don't think she's old enough. I think mentally it might. I mean, it hit me hard. I was crying. So I think she's not quite at that age where I can comfortably just leave her in a room to play it without it affecting her for days, right? However, I know that when she's 14, 15 and she's ready to play it, I would have her play the remastered version because it's a better experience than the original. Now, I'm not saying that it's taking away from the original, not at all. I think the technology is now here, and if you can do it, great. I think there's going to be a market for this game well into the future, so I'm not too worried about it. But
I'm not really saying more like worried about like, you know, where it's going to be placed. I'm talking about your own personal opinions because you played this game yourself. You've beaten the game, and then would you be willing to pay $70 for yourself to play this game again on a completely brand, like after it was
yes.
torn down and built back up? Would you play the game again, just you
Yeah.
itself? Because like that's what I want. That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
I would. Again, if I had, fuck around and find out money and I had a PlayStation 5, absolutely. I've been thinking about replaying it recently because I'm watching clips, and I watched clips the other night of it. I don't in passing, I was watching a video while I was doing something else, and they were talking about Last of Us, and I saw a few clips, and I thought, I don't remember that. I've played the
Mhm.
game. It impacted me deeply, and I don't remember that. When did that happen? Was that the first one? Was that the second one? You know what I mean? So for me, who my memory is not that great, yeah,
Mhm.
I would want to play it again, and I would want to play it again on a PS5, and I would pay that money for it because what they're doing is incredible. It looks incredible. But yeah, I would wanna revisit that storyline again, absolutely,
Mhm.
100%. Just me.
Oh, they even said adaptive triggers. I didn't even think about that. They could actually be working with the adaptive triggers on this, so hopefully
Mhm.
they have a better experience with that. What about you, Smitty? Would you would it be some? Well, I don't know. You're Mr. FOMO, so I kind of have an idea what your answer is going to be.
You're wrong, and that's where you're wrong, my
Really?
friend. I would not buy this for
Wow.
$70. Absolutely, I think the price tag's there. I think there's an audience for it. I think there's a lot of
Hmm.
people that have not either played this game
Hmm.
or whatever. I think this game is more leaning towards them. But even to me, I have no instant like, oh my goodness, I need to play this story again. I've only played it one time. The one time I
Hmm.
played it is the only time I played it.
Hmm.
Okay, so
You know
like
what?
playing this, I typically don't go back and play games again. Like I got too
Hmm.
much of a backlog to do it, dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like I just keep it moving. And I only played it once, and I absolutely love the game. The graphics look great. I think this is freaking amazing. And I knew that. I mean, like you're saying, to be able to bring it up to snuff with the technology today, it would be a complete rebuild of the game. Taking
Hmm.
those things, but putting it underneath a new infrastructure and then building up from there. So I think it's awesome, and I think $70. I understand why they're doing it, but can I wait? Can I wait?
Yeah.
Like you're saying, Harley's not gonna. It's gonna be a little bit of time beforehand. It is not
Yeah.
necessary to drop $70 right out the gate unless you've never played this game and you're hankering to play it. I don't think there's any reason to pay that. It will drop down in price and there will be deals and stuff like that. I say hold off and wait until those deals. I am I will when there is a deal. I absolutely would love to go through this game again, especially you're talking about the haptic feedback that I was lacking in Forbidden West.
Yeah.
You know, if this is, like you guys are talking about, this is that thing where they build from base level up, and then the stuff that's next generation, that's supposed to be next generation, is just it's just a shinier version of what it is on the previous console, but they don't really take advantage of the full technology and things that they could be utilizing in it, because then you probably have some sort of conflicting code or who knows what happens behind the scenes. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well,
This is not a day one buy for me.
okay, well, yeah, and I mean, you know what's funny? Like, Zakar the Tall says inside the chat, like as anyone can type inside the chat, says, "I'll buy this when it's on sale in a year or two. Not like it's going to be spoiled for me." And and this is where I'm kind of at too, because it's like, you know what? Because when I think about it, like I only bought Last of Us Remaster HD Remaster for the PS4 when it was $10, and then it was the same kind of. It was because I was like, okay, I'm gonna definitely try this out again and play it. And I think I tried playing it because I never played the expansion.
I didn't either.
Yeah, once, and then I was like, okay, this is. I mean, I understand what's happening and where it's taking place, but I really just didn't have the interest or the feel for it.
I
And
did though,
and
right?
You
I
did.
think
Well,
so
you
because
did,
I
yeah.
updated Smitty on what happened. I think in
Right.
between because right before
Yeah,
we
you
started the
did.
second one to play it all
Yep.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
you got see like, but and this is what I've always hated about those kind of games, and it's not the game's the game's fault, but more like I don't do DLC. I usually don't do DLC because it's like when DLC, especially story driven DLC comes out a long time later after the original story comes out, and like what Smitty was saying is like you have a backlog catalog. You don't want to go
Mhm.
back to a game that you played,
And that's why I never
so then
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the only reason why I played like Forbidden Horizon Zero Dawn's DLC is because it came. I got it when it came at the same time. If it didn't, I probably would not have played Frozen Wilds. But other than but in this case though, the idea of the new of this game to come out is great. I definitely love. I think this is definitely great to introduce like what they're doing for this game to be built from the ground upwards, because it's not just a remaster. They're building the game from scratch and building
Right.
it upwards to the PS5, which is what
Exactly.
is truly like remarkable that that's what they're going to be doing. I mean, hell, they should do that for Uncharted 4, in my
And
opinion.
the
I think Uncharted 4 would be
accessibility,
beautiful.
dude. The
Yeah,
accessibility alone. I remember
and the
speaking with Super
accessibility.
Blind Man, who he helped and consulted on the accessibility options for The Last of Us Part 2. And one thing that he had mentioned was that he had never played the first one because he couldn't.
Mm.
He had, like, so the fact that they're able to go back, this is going to open up. This is a big chunk of people, that have not been able to have the ability to play this game, that will now have that ability to be able to do it. Obviously, he's going to come at a cost, but I feel
Yeah.
too that there is no like extra like I gotta get this done or I gotta do this. Exactly. Like this game has been out. There's been multiple remasters. Most people know the story. They've played it or at least heard somebody and then played the second one. So I don't feel like there's that immediate sense of, oh, I gotta scoop this up immediately. So other than people that are new and have PlayStation 5 now and didn't somehow play the first one, they're going to be paying the $70, and then maybe some people accessibility wise will do it just because of that. I think for the most part though, people can wait, let this go on sale or something will happen here months down the road. I don't think it's a must buy right out the gate.
You know, it would be a very good possibility that we might be able to see a game that came out 12 years ago to actually be up there on the charts again, like out of nowhere. Because it's not even a matter like for us, obviously, we have no dire need to do it because we've already played and beaten the game already. But you're saying this is the introduction to a lot of people who didn't get the chance to play the original one, and then be able to play the original vision on the 2 generations later.
But I mean, even now you can. You can still do it because of PS Plus. So like, technically you could, you know what I mean? So like, I mean,
if you know if it's coming out.
I mean, but why? Why though? Pay $70 or play the same game with just less graphically, and I get it. The changes it's gonna be huge. But if I'm thinking about it, especially if I don't have a lot of money to drop, I'm going to get the thing that I'm already paying for as opposed to spending the extra that I can use and allocate somewhere else just to get the story.
This could be a day one. Who's to say this could be a day one like PlayStation Premium thing? Like,
come on, it's buddy.
Possible. Well, I'm serious. Like, would they really need to? Like if they really want people to play this game again, and then this is going to be their own first party thing, and we know that they're willing to do first day one stuff on their in their deal, it's a good possibility that it will that this could be a game that you don't have to pay $70. You just pay you play the premium. And then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, here you go." Because then you know that they're serious about their network, about their online program and stuff.
That would be it. That I agree with that 100%. That would be like if they make that move. I have a hard time. Like I'm more of a see. I'll see when I see it. I believe it on this game. But we'll see if that's something. Because I think that'd be a huge incentive for people to then go ahead and like, oh, I might as well do that as opposed to outright, and I could pay monthly or whatever, have access to this game that I just cancel after that. Boom, I've just saved money. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, if they do it both ways, because like they'll have it for people who want to get physical copies, which is me, and then they'll have the they'll have the net code, the fully digital version that they can get for free. So like, I mean, possibility. And this is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's that they are going to do it, but it's a very good possibility now since they now switch their platform over to cater for libraries of game accessibility, so there you go. Yeah, so I guess I think we're all pretty much in the in agreement that we'll do it. Zakara even added more to it, that Black Friday sale when it hits $10 to $20 is where I'm willing to pick it up. And to be honest with you, if I had PlayStation Plus Premium, which I don't have it yet, and then I see it on sale for $10 to $20, then I'll probably go pick it up. But the only way I would pay full price is you have to give me something like Steelbook, I don't know, something that give me a good incentive to get it. Not like the crap of God of War limited edition.
Well, see, and I'm thinking, I'm probably gonna have another surgery, and when I'm couch or bedridden, I probably will play it again. And if we have a PlayStation 5, why not? But again, I played it, so I'm willing to wait, for it to go on sale.
You wouldn't play it again. There's so much good stuff out. There's so much good stuff out.
There's just too much.
But I play everything on PC. You know what I mean? So busting out my PlayStation.
Are you going to play Spider-Man when it comes on PC?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I haven't even finished it on PlayStation. I'm still working through the DLC.
I
finished like the main storyline.
I suck. I hate taking photos of games. Okay, I hate taking photos.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. That's where you had the agent for photos.
If I can see Miles Morales, yeah, sure.
See, I can't play the second one. I have the second one. I have to finish all the first one first, and I have not gone back to it in a grip. I went through the main storyline for it, but I'm doing the DLC stuff, and I just have not had the motivation to do it. And there's so much stuff out. There's so much good stuff out.
Yeah, I've got a backlog too. I'm
you losers need to finish Spider-Man.
Shut up.
Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Yeah, there you go. Smitty.
No,
not Smitty. I'm sorry, Lex. I'm sorry, Lex. It's Lex's turn.
Rude. Okay, so I know I'm wearing a Star Trek shirt. Shush. We're going to talk
on the script.
We're going to talk Star Wars today, though, guys. So if you don't know, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is set to come out. They kind of gave us a vague date of 2023, but there might have been an accidental leak. So in the PlayStation Store recently, they added a page for Star Wars Survivor, and the page shared, just the basic information about the game, producers, all of that. But it gave March 2023 as a date. Now, they went back and changed that from March 2023 to 2023. So it could have absolutely 100% been a mistake. But if it wasn't, because you guys got to remember, if you don't know, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is the second game to Star Wars Jedi Fallen. And you're following a person who is on the run in the game, essentially. I don't want to give too much away because I know some people have been playing it. I've seen it a lot on Twitch. So I won't give too much away. But the second one, I was not huge into the Star Wars fandom, but I've kind of been thrown into the deep end with my partner in crime, and I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. I know I have questions, and I ask him, and I get good answers, and I'm into it. I'm pretty heavy into it. Now, I did really enjoy the first game. I'm pretty excited. I saw the trailer. I was really excited. I like who plays Cal. He's, I watched him in Shameless for years, so it's funny to watch him kind of grow up, not just on TV, but in a video game for me. But D23 is happening September 9th to September 11th, and we've only gotten one cinematic trailer for the game so far. Now, if they're putting it out in 2023, it would be likely that at D23 Expo that we see more of Jedi Survivor. So I'm pretty pumped for this. EA hasn't really said much. They have they traditionally do big reveals, so I'm thinking something's gonna happen. But I was curious what you guys thought. And did you guys even play the game? The first one? Okay.
I played the first one on the PlayStation 4. which I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't, because the load times were so atrocious, but the story was so good. And of course, Snake Eyes would say, "Whoop, he's so excited." Yeah, we already know how good Snake Eyes loves his Star Wars. So yeah, definitely. But well, I mean, I think it's just a simple mistake, because usually what they like to do, especially with games, especially this is obviously going to be a AAA game, a big AAA game for EA,
Oh, 100%.
with Respawn Studio, and stuff. But I think they just used it as a place marker. I'm just gonna put it out there like a grain of salt when they said March 2023. It's usually that's the end of that's the beginning of the first quarter. No, the end of it's the first quarter. It's the first quarter, the beginning of the first quarter. Yeah. So I don't think they're nowhere near it. Because I'll go by the same reasoning that I believe that God of War is not coming out this year. Is that there was barely any information on this game for as big of a game that this game is going to be, and to push on the hype on it. That I do not think it's going to come out that fast, because we've only gotten one small tidbit video that came out on the state of play 2 months ago, and nothing, and then we haven't heard anything about this thing. And then knowing and how Respawn works, it's Respawn will at least show something more, like with gameplay of some sort, prior to this. So I feel like it needs more time. If anything, the earliest I could see this game coming out is fall of 2023, but not even that. I think it's going to come out in 2024. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. They just need to take their time. Just hopefully they do not feel that they need to be pushing it as fast as they need to. Just take their time on it. Just let it go.
agree.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I mean, we've been waiting already patiently. When did Fallen Order come out? 3 years ago? About 3 years ago?
2019,
Yeah. I believe it's 2019 or 2020.
November 2019.
Yeah. So we've already waited 3 years ago, 3 years for this game. We could wait a little bit longer. We have, like Smitty says, there's so many games are coming out that we probably just need to put this in the back burner. Just let it, to let it ride. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, I think it was just a simple mistake that someone might have, instead of put a 1 instead of a 0, and then boom, they fixed it around it because of D23. They possibly could say something that happened in D23, but I've been to D23 before. I don't know if they would say something quite yet about this. This is still too early. What do you think, Smitty?
Yeah, no, I'm completely in agreement with you. It's probably a placeholder mistake that got, pushed out or whatever. I don't think there's any way that this thing comes early, especially in the freaking first quarter of next year. We've literally seen nothing on this game other than a cinematic. So I don't know where they're at, but I'm in the same boat. They should definitely take their time with this and make sure that it does well, even though they did their stupid she's a 10, but to play single player games. This has been one of your most successful games in years, EA. It's a single player game. So please take the time with it. This was done well. And the next one already has a good place to start from. So as long as they don't pull any shenanigans, but I'm in the same boat. I feel like this is more of a 2024 game, and I don't even feel like I can't believe it's actually been 3 years since the first came out, but I don't have yes, this is great and I am super excited to play it, but I'm not sitting there being oh, I need it now. I need it immediately. There's just so many games, so many good games that are coming out. This is one that's yeah, go ahead and let it simmer and develop and all that good stuff. And then when it's ready to drop, let it drop, and we'll all be excited.
I feel that.
Yeah,
and again, I'd never want a game rushed because I'm impatient. I will wait as long as I need to wait for the game to be as perfect as it needs to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be issues with games here and there when they drop, and then they're going to do quick fixes. But I saw that, I immediately was that has to be a mistake. And we know that games have been pushed back because of the pandemic, and we're not done with pushbacks. For 100%, we're not done.
Right.
And then people are always going to project a certain time frame, and then it's not, it doesn't happen, and that's okay too. But I agree. I'm happy to wait for it, but I saw that and I got a little excited. I was like, wait a minute. wait a minute. No. So, all right. Well, I'm glad I know what you guys think.
I'm actually surprised that like of all of the, because I know how much of a Star Trek fan you are towards this. I was like, oh wow, Star Wars. And to be honest with you, I didn't
I
even
still
know
think
that
Star
you
Trek is
played.
better, but I do like
Well,
Star Wars.
Yeah, well, I mean, but like, I didn't even know you played Fallen Order like at all. So
I
that
did
that was
indeed.
that was like that was a good surprise. Did you now the real like? And here's another thing I just realized. I mean, there's so many IP Star Wars IP games that are coming. Like, you remember the remake of Knights of the Old Republic that's coming out, which is the OP Star Wars game that most folks are like, licking their lips over before, like, before it comes out, because that's the one that most people can relate to. That saying that that's one of the best ones. I mean. And then plus some of the other, the regular normal stories of, like, what's coming out, what else is coming out on the Disney Channel or Disney Plus and everything. I just think that, like, we just need to kind of see how where they're going, where like this story is so original and so genuine of its own Star Wars story that's off of the regular cliff that that it needs to take its time, because there's obviously, I think it's going to be a trilogy. I feel like there's going to be a third one at least, and then Respawn's going to probably say, you know what, we're done with it. But yeah, so we'll definitely when it comes out, of course I'm going to be the first one in line to go check that sucker out.
Oh yeah, I'm getting, that's a day one for me.
Yeah,
day one for me.
Yeah, I just love. I mean, the feel of it though too. Like, what you fought in the original one was just so good, and then just can't even.
I played with the controller.
Yeah,
I did too. It felt great. It felt great.
Uh-huh.
You played it keyboard and mouse, Lex? Interesting. That would be a very different experience.
Yeah, it was.
Well, she prefers keyboard and mouse in general, though.
Do.
Like, I mean, yeah.
Because I hate playing a game and really enjoying it and then crying in bed having Adam rub my hands at the end of the night.
Yeah.
He spasm for hours, and I'll be in a dead sleep. Like, it'll finally calm down. I'll be in a dead sleep, and then I wake up again because my hands are going crazy, and like my thumb does this for like 45 minutes, and it doesn't hurt, but the other fingers hurt. So I don't know. It's just not worth it at the end.
Hey, some people play better with a keyboard and mouse. I mean, I know you absolutely have to, but like, and some people don't. I mean, it's just like pad players and fight stick players. Like for fighting games, it's just some people swear that it's the fight stick is necessary, and some people say no, we just play with regular controller.
I mean,
so there you go.
I'm slick with a keyboard and mouse. I'm fast, so I was told, "Oh, that's stupid. You can't please stop." I can play whatever I want, however I want to. Now, if I'm playing on a PlayStation and I have to play keyboard and mouse, that's a different story because there's a delay and it's not as fun. So, if I can get a game like that and be able to play it on my PC, I'm golden, So
yeah.
I'm excited for it though.
Most definitely. Okay, well, we'll definitely see how what they're going to say about it, and if there's any new news on it. Definitely looking forward to it. So, Smitty.
Yeah.
Why don't you close us off? What do you bringing up?
I've got a quickie. Twitch just rolled out a new feature. It's a new safety feature. They've been rolling out a lot of different things and whatnot as well. However, they have just rolled out a ban share feature within the platform. What that means is essentially it's going to allow streamers to share information on users they've banned from their chat. Shared ban info, as the new function will be known, will allow streamers to cooperate in keeping their community safe from malicious actors. So essentially, how it's going to work is as you can see, you can share your channel with other people, and it essentially shares the list of banned people that you have in your channel over to other people that you've essentially deemed as trusted folks within the streaming world and whatnot. So it almost kind of builds like a net or a network of people that if you're banned in one person's chat, you can, and this is a feature that you have to go in and you have to fiddle around a little bit with the settings and stuff, but you can make it to where a person they can either automatically, if they're banning someone in your network, bans them, then they're going to automatically ban in your channel, or you can make it to where they are able to chat. However, what it does is it kind of highlights their chat so that you and your moderators can keep an eye on if they're going to be doing any kind of shenanigans or anything like that, and then you can make quick action. So I feel like Twitch has definitely been making some moves and some little hot fixes, and I just looked at chat and things of that nature. I think this is super helpful. I'm definitely going to go in and see about that, because this can easily help to navigate from any kind of headache from people and just automatically have a list of other people that have been offensive or whatever in somebody else's stream that you are close with, and then that automatically applies to your stream as well. I love that idea. I love the fact that they're making it easier and they're actually doing something that's going to be helpful towards something, just combating that kind of trolling and somebody or an account that is already known to be doing stuff like that. If it's happened to one of your friends, then there's a good chance that you don't want that to happen to you as well. So to be able to have that shared ability and it automatically, like, I don't even got to think about it, it's just happening on the back end. However I have it set up, even if it's set up to where they can still chat, but it gives me that warning, like, hey, this person's banned within your network in one of your friends' chats. Then you can be like, all right, keep an eye, make sure that, take a look at that person, make sure not doing anything crazy. I love this. I like that they're doing these kind of change, and this is coming right on the heels too of TwitchCon EU. So actually, I kind of expected to see a little more now that convention's over, announcements and changes and things that they're bringing. And I feel like it's kind of still been lacking. I haven't heard anything about a specific date for when TwitchCon over here is going to be. Tickets aren't on sale. It's like
TwitchCon is so freaking unorganized. It really is. They're just atrocious on their times, man. I like, hell, you went to the San Jose show. You remember how bad that was? Or did you go to San Jose? You didn't go.
I did go to San Jose. Yeah.
Oh,
that was the first one I went to.
How crazy that was? Yeah, that show was. Yeah, you never
that was crazy because I went by myself. I didn't really know anybody at this point in time. I didn't know anybody in real life, and I just went. And
you roomed with me, actually.
What?
Airbnb. We Airbnb'd at the same spot. Like you, me, and someone else.
Wait. Oh yeah. Oh shit, that's right. We did. You guys weren't there the whole time though, were you?
No, I was there the whole time. Yeah, we just when I came in,
Vinny.
Yeah, Vin. That's what it was.
Vin.
Yeah, you, me, and Vin.
I said Vinny. Making up names now. Lucenta.
Yeah, right. Lucenta. Yeah, and then you remember the first day was so bad, but because the lines were was so out of whack that the people that were only had the 1 day pass were granted access for the Saturday. The Saturday, because they had to stay in line for like 5 or 6 hours. That was insane.
Yeah, that I do remember that was insane. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, it was just ridiculous with it. Kind of getting back to what you were saying though, I just think that I think it's a cool thing where I guess the real question is, how is it going to be implemented between do you have to be friends within the person's network to be able to share the list with, or how is that? How does all that work?
Take away the friends aspect.
They
had. So
good,
I think what you can do is just share the list with them, and it generates it. And I think then you're able to implement it. But I was gonna say something.
So yeah, it looks like it does a shared request. You put in the person's name to be like, oh yeah, and
Yeah.
then that's what establishes that connection.
Well, what I was gonna say though too is it algorithms. So if I'm streaming, someone comes into my stream, talks, smack to me or whatever, and then Smitty
Mhm.
goes live. Even if I don't rate him, because I have rated you, we have streamed together, so on and so forth. The algorithm is going to show them you or other people that I have associated with via Twitch, because that's how algorithms work. Oh, you interacted with this person regardless if it was good or bad. So let me show you the other people that they then interact with, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's what this is great for, because regardless, if someone interacts with you, it's just going to show them other people that you interact with as a streamer. And so I think this is fantastic. I've been on a stream team where we've had, pages upon pages of bans, and it's hard to then take them and copy and paste them individually and do all that, where now I can just click a button. Hell yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
it'll
I
be
love
even better
this.
when you think about it. Like, you remember those random trains of
Oh my god, and it's the
that
same
whole
name
thing.
like 50
That
million
would
different
be,
ways.
yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
that would be so much
God.
easier to just be like, hey, so and so, you want to see my band list? And then you're just like, okay, here you go. And you're like, okay, the band the following names.
Yeah.
That would be very helpful. Now the real question is, how long is it going to take Twitch to implement this? And because you remember, there's things that Twitch. To Twitch's credit, they are trying, but the reality is it takes for freaking ever for something like this to happen. To just happen.
I thought it
You know
was
what I'm
already
saying?
live.
I was gonna say
Is
I'm
it
checking right now to see if this is. I think this might be live.
is it live now? Let's see.
This is appeals portal. Yeah, that's what I'm looking to see if I can't. I'm not even sure where I just went into. I went into Twitch appeals somehow. That's not what I wanted to do, obviously.
Is that in? I'm assuming it's career dashboard, right?
Maybe they didn't really
It is. I just
specify.
don't know where.
Maybe under and it's not under safety center.
Mm-mm.
Maybe community. Roles manager activities, followers list. I'm not sure. We'll have to check and see.
Take a look at it.
Yeah, what that looks like exactly and how this works. This is definitely something though that I look to and will be looking to utilize. I feel like that makes things a lot easier, and just to be able to instantly get sent a list, somebody else's list of troublesome people. You don't even got to worry about it. Like, I am all on board with that, or at least get some sort of warning like, hey, this person definitely says some crazy stuff. Watch out, not only for yourself as a streamer, but for moderators as well that are watching your back. They can see on that back end, like, oh, because it's going to pop up. That's not going to be something that's not client facing. I'm sorry. That's not going to be something that's facing the public. It's probably going to be something that's more internal, where the streamer and the moderator can see this highlighted, like, hey, you better keep your eyes on this person. Keep your eyes on them.
Not just that, too. It's really hard to always tell your moderators what's going on and who to watch out for. This just makes it all cohesive and in one spot, and it's easy to see, and it's bada bing, bada boom. And I like that. I don't know why they didn't do this before.
It's hard to say, but we'll see. The kids, we don't know. We don't know the methods to their madness, but it's there. It's there. So,
but it's nice to see that they're doing stuff and they are at least putting things in place and moving forward and continuing to update and try to make things better when they can. Yeah, it's late, but again, I guess I'll take it late than never. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. So, folks, thank you for listening to CFG Game Cast episode number 141. Thank you for being a part of the conversations as always. We will be back again next week. So there is, but if you did miss out this episode, that is perfectly all right. We like to upload and push it out on all podcast services of each, at the beginning of each week on Monday. So if you missed out on this, this week's, that is perfectly okay. You have no reason to miss out on. Wow, am I repeating myself over and over again? That feels stupid.
I'm not sure what's happening here, Davis. You want me to finish this up?
Yeah, I just like went and re-rolled. And I'm like, wait, that sounds like I just said that. But anyways, But there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Oh yeah.
Guys, yeah. Well, you know what? I probably just I missed my cue on just like keep on continuing on, but that's all good. It happens. But folks, if you definitely want to check out some more awesome content, go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com. Next week, we are back with the pop culture gems. We are going to be talking to the voice actor of Lifeline from Apex Legends, Mila Lee, that will be coming next week, which is fun. She is a cool person. So check it out. Can't wait to release that sucker. But once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty saying bye. I'm trying something new too.
He's taking up my line. Bye.